You already know what time it is, man. The young goat in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Hill Heat Podcast.
Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Hill Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
What's up, True Hill Heat? True Hill Heat.
What's up? True Hill Hit.
Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Hill Heat. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 52, Chasing CM Punk, reviewing the January 27th Royal Rumble Go Home Show for Monday Night Raw from Atlanta, Georgia. And to do all of that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. No, he is not off for a second week in a row. No college football playoffs for him to avoid being here. He is Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you doing?
What up, good sir? What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's do this. How you feeling, buddy?
I am doing well. We had a good episode of Monday Night Raw last night. I just finished up with the final FMC ever on Fightful Overbook. So shout out to everyone. Yes, final FMC ever.
Wow.
Are you disappointed?
Yeah. I thought that'd go forever.
No. It's kind of a funny a final episode because I'm gonna be right back there next Tuesday because now In the Weeds is 5 days a week. So I'm now the co-host of In the Weeds on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. Wow.
Yes. So one show for another basically is what we did. So final FMC, but we got In the Weeds coming up on Tuesdays now. So I'll be there from 10 to 2 now on Tuesdays. But unless Romeo starts,
What the hell does that mean for our show?
I was gonna say unless Romeo starts not showing up, I'll keep. It won't change anything here. I'll keep showing up. I'll keep doing my due diligence. Freaking uploading pictures from WWE's website, which they do a good job of putting it up there. But
Yeah,
there's just so many. Just so many, and StreamYard is not always compatible with that. And I have to upload video. I have to upload some more as we're on air here. So, but yeah, I'll figure it out.
We will
I'll figure out
continue
a
to be
correct schedule.
We will be a different time then. That's what it sounds like.
No, because I still want to continue my my work shift at Wrestle Talk at 3 p.m. So we'll still be at 1 p.m.
All right.
No more 12 the 12 p.m. option that you used to always you used to give me a few times a week. No, that's done. I can't do back to back. That's too
sorry
much.
To everyone.
I got kids.
Enjoy their lunch breaks and us at the same time. Sorry.
Hey, some people take lunch at 1 p.m. I used to take lunch at 1 p.m.
It's true. People in the central time zone.
I used to always be like, yo, 12 p.m. is way too early to take lunch. I never understood people who took lunch at, like, even me when I used to start work. I used to start work at the hotel like 7 a.m. I would never take lunch at 12 p.m. because I always thought about it this way when I used to work a regular 9 to 5. I want to go on lunch where I have 2 to maybe an hour left of work when I come back. Like, I want my lunch to be a prelude to me getting off of work.
Yeah, because those will be my least productive hours, anyways.
Exactly. See, I'm talking to someone who understands my thinking here. Like, I'm like, I got the itis. I'm ready to get up out of here. Why would I want to take the lunch and still have 4 hours of work left?
Makes sense.
Oh man, I'm glad we're on the same page on that.
Same page.
I'm glad. Yeah, like some people would be like, no, I would want to take lunch that early. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, weird. But yes, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw on Netflix, the go home show ahead of the Royal Rumble coming up this Saturday. Are you excited for this Saturday show?
I've been excited. It's like I'm long ready for this. This wait has been too long. It feels like. I was ready like 2 weeks ago. This February Royal Rumble. It takes too long to get here.
Yeah. It's just it feels weird that it's gonna be February 1st. Don't ever do this again, please. Please.
They will.
We got 2-night WrestleMania starting next year anyway. So
2 nights of Rumble.
Oh yeah, 2-night. Excuse me, I said 2-night WrestleMania. 2-night Rumbles. So 2-night Rumbles, 2-night SummerSlams coming up in next year.
Yep.
Well, Rumble starts this year, but. What a time to be alive and be a wrestling fan. And what a time to be here on Rated Raw Review. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw from Atlanta, Georgia. What did you think about Cody and Punk going head-to-head on the mic? What did you think about Sami Zayn's latest accidental kick? What do you think about the push for the women's Royal Rumble match or lack thereof? Let us know in the live chat. Let's talk about last night's Monday Night Raw. But yes, Romeo, any overall thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw before we get to thick of things, or any comments on any of the news? Your good friend Jordan Grace officially signing with WWE.
Yeah, well deserved.
Had a lot of injuries in WWE as well as of late. And also including last night. So
yeah. Big injury for JD McDonough. Poor guy.
And then you weren't here last week. Me and JJ, we definitely talked about that missile dropkick that Dakota Kai took. Apparently, she's injured now. So
Well, damn.
it's a lot of talk about people getting injured or returning from injury. You should be happy because I've been the person updating you because I watch SmackDown live. You don't watch it live, so I've been updating
I don't
you.
miss a Charlotte Flair update. I don't.
New Charlotte Flair vignette. Romeo, I tag you every time. Every time I see the vignette, I'm like new Charlotte Flair, and I called it literally on what was it? Either the SmackDown review on Sports Keto or last week's True Hill Heat. I was like, this is the Cody vignettes that we got in 2023. I was like, she's gonna announce that she's in the Royal Rumble in one of these vignettes. And then this past SmackDown, we got the announcement she is declared for the 2025 Royal Rumble.
I know you're being a great friend for me, which is why you give me these updates as soon as you get word of them. But I don't miss a Charlotte Flair update. I got notifications on, buddy. I don't miss anything. I'm the hand of the queen. Kidding me? And yeah, anytime they give away that someone's going to be in the Rumble, it's probably because they got other surprises that they're going to keep close to the vest. They can give away one.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense that they do it that way. And they do have plenty of spots kind of open for this year's Royal Rumble that can be filled, and a bunch of names that have been mentioned, whether it be Nikki Bella has been in the news as of late. Alexa Bliss has the whole contract dispute rumor that's going on as far as her return.
I hope they figure that out because I do miss her.
It's a very nuanced conversation to have because you can really understand both sides of things. Where WWE it's kind of in a similar position that AEW is in with Britt Baker. Alexa Bliss was one of the top female stars like 7-8 years ago. But they have to ask the question, just like AEW with Britt Baker, where AEW fans are asking the question, has the women's division in AEW passed Britt Baker by? I think WWE has to ask that similar question. Has the women's division passed Alexa by? Can Alexa stand toe-to-toe with your Rhea Ripley's, with your Bianca Belairs, with your Charlotte Flair, with your Becky Lynch, with your Io Skies? Can she stand toe-to-toe and be in that group? Or is she kind of a lower tier person? And I think that the fact that we have this report about the contract dispute and them wanting her to work under her original contract, where she still has time left on it, and Alexa saying, "No, I want more money, or I want more time off," whatever it is, whatever the dispute is, it's basically on the Alexa side of things is being like, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Yeah, the company is different. You at TKO, Netflix, all this stuff, it's hotter than it's ever been. But I also am different. My life is different. I have a kid. I have a kid to raise. I have a family. I've made a certain amount of money. I'm good. If I never wrestle again, I'd be perfectly fine. My husband has a good living. I'm perfectly fine either way. So if you want me to come back, I need a new contract. So that's why I said, I think both of those sides make a lot of sense.
Here's the information I need to know. Because, okay, Alexa Bliss, she left. She had a kid. You know, all the power to her. Be a mom. Do what you got to do. For women's wrestling, it's different. They do have to deal with that in their lives, their day-to-day lives. What happened with Becky Lynch's situation where she did the same thing? When she came back, did they add time, or her contract just ran up?
She, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she either signed a new deal before she came back, or she signed a new deal shortly thereafter coming back.
Yeah, I don't know how much time she had left, or if they added time. That would be a big negotiating factor in Alexa Bliss's talks, like how you treated Becky Lynch. So, and I know Becky Lynch is a much bigger star. I know that, but I think Alexa Bliss is a top star too. I think the fans are not going to forget her. If her entrance hit, they would pop big.
That's fair, but I'm not talking about the reaction. I'm talking about, I don't think in the ring she's on the level of those ladies that I just named. That's why I said, it's a different WWE, whereas, number one is being over with the fans, but your return pop doesn't mean shit in regards to that. Your return pop is going to be your return pop. It's if you're be able to sustain that same level of investment from the fans. And I think that with WWE, they probably do have a top position with her because of the Wyatt Six, and that she's going to probably be an important character to reignite the Wyatt Six, which I don't think anyone can argue with me anymore that hasn't been the slam dunk that it looked like after their debut. It's been very shaky. It's been very up and down. And if I had to give it a letter grade, it'd probably be a C- or D.
Don't do that for Alexa. That's a step down. Bring back the
that's the immediate
Alexa.
thing. That's the immediate thing that people want to see from her, and that probably
Because, like,
WWE has in mind.
Nikki Cross has taken that role, the women in the Wyatt Six. Let her run with that.
But they
And
haven't done shit with her.
But let Alexa go back to what she was before the Wyatt stuff.
But they haven't done shit with Nikki. They obviously have no investment in Nikki as the one female in the group. They need this group. What this group needs more than anything is a real main event level leader. And Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy ain't that. And Alexa Bliss is.
A feud or something like that is fine by me. Alexa needs to move on to better things. But
Like
on her
what?
own. On her own.
But what?
What she was before she ever messed with the Wyatts. That Alexa was.
That's not
Bring
the
that back.
WWE.
A lot of
though.
people want that back.
I personally don't.
Does Triple H always liked her? I feel like he has.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I would say honestly, really think, but we're not. I don't want. I'm not gonna just rush over that. Really think about that, Romeo. Really think about that. Was Alexa booked better by Vince McMahon or Triple H? Think about Alexa in NXT. It was definitely Vince McMahon. There's no even a debate there. Vince McMahon booked Alexa Bliss more better because Vince McMahon had a love and fetish for blonde women, and Triple H values in-ring work more than just being a beautiful blonde woman.
I would say Alexa got better after NXT. You agree?
Well, I think she was just as good in NXT. That she could have been pushed more, but Triple H did not see her on the same level as the Four Horsemen.
I think she improved after NXT.
But even with that improvement, she's not on the level of the Four Horsewomen.
Well, no. Few are. Unless you're Japanese.
Yeah. No, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky. Those are the only women that have, like, either in-ring wise or over-wise are on the same level as the Horsewomen now.
Well, we know who molded Rhea. Like a great mold of clay. To what she is now. And she's coming back.
Oh, but we're not going to give credit to Mercedes for Bianca.
Sure, yeah.
Now this.
And Becky gets credit for Liv. Yeah, everybody's molded somebody almost.
Well, Liv's not in that group.
Liv's
not in that group.
Well,
Liv had a jobber. Liv had a jobber entrance on last night's show. She's not.
And won anyways. How great is she?
And she won in the same goddamn way she won every single match for the past year. Dominic Mysterio interferes and distracts the referee. But let's get into this last night's Monday Night Raw. Once again, guys, leave your comments in the live chat. Send those super chat donations if you're feeling generous.
Please.
You want to get back to what we do here. We had a huge week. I know Romeo might be. I don't know if Romeo watched back last week's show, but we had a huge week with super chat donations because we put the goal that if we hit the super chat donations, we would do a breakdown of everything that went down on wrestling Twitter for our members. And we did that this week because we did hit the super chat donation, including Chuck Berry sending a big 50 spot to me and Top Guy JJ
Chuck,
last week.
Where are you today, Chuck? I don't get any of that. Better come back, Chuck.
Shouldn't be taking days off because of the college football championship, man. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us live, and of course, sound off with your comments, your thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw. We got Bell in the chat with us saying my favorite form of entertainment on a Tuesday evening, which I need right now because I stress and overthink like a motherfucker to a point I make myself out even when it's ill, even when it's distorted. I'm sorry, Bell. I I understand that type of thinking. My missus is stresses a lot and overthinks stuff like that, so I understand where you're coming from. But I'm glad that we can entertain you and take your mind off of that for an hour or so with us on Tuesdays.
Don't overthink. Think once, and that's it. That's what I do. That's my motto.
You know, that makes a lot of sense with some of the arguments we had. We got Benjamin in the chat who says, when Jordynne Grace is ready, where do you see her going? I think that she needs to be on the main roster.
I see her going to wherever Nia Jax is at. That's her first feud.
I think she's gonna be on SmackDown. I think she'll be the second ever women's United States champion.
Maybe. I think, I could see SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's gonna need some more women's talent because been struggling as of late. Dion in the chat says, I don't believe Alexa has the leverage she thinks she has. They don't necessarily need her. No, WWE don't necessarily, outside of like the top 5, top 6 guys, they don't necessarily need a lot of the people on their roster.
I feel like Liv and Alexa have like always been like so similar. Like few separates those two. So like you got Liv Morgan. But I still
Liv Morgan is kind of had her Alexa Bliss 2017 year in 2024.
Yeah. But I want to see Alexa around.
I do. I just think that they just have to find the right place to fit her in. And maybe that is the leader of the Wyatt Six, and then a women's tag team run with her and Nikki just being dominant world beaters. 2 small girls beating the crap out of everybody like they're Legion of Doom. But we kicked off Monday Night Raw. What did you think about the crowd last night in Atlanta, Georgia?
It was fine. I thought they were getting a lot more. I thought they'd get 2 weeks ago. I thought they'd get Goldberg. They promised Roman Reigns was going to be here.
They literally announced Roman Reigns.
Yeah. They didn't get either. They got Quavo. They got all those Atlanta hip hop stars.
They got Kai Sentai.
Kai
Sanai. There you go. But we kick off the show with Seth freaking Rollins. He comes out to get things going. Rollins talks about he's going to win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match, but he hasn't had a good start to 2025. He remembers they debut on Monday Night Raw on Netflix and having the most humiliating loss of his career. He said he was down on the ground.
Hold on. We got to grade this outfit.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about this?
What is going on here? 6.0. That's me being generous.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Yeah,
5.5.
Right.
I do like the flower decor a bit, but not the most creative outfit, and it did look it looked like a lot of other outfits he has wore in the past as well. But thumbs in the middle indeed from Romeo there. But Seth continues on and he talks about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble after that loss on the Netflix premiere. But he says that now the question is, what title is he going to win? But he says he's going to eliminate all the other people. He's going to eliminate Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, even Sami Zayn. He said he's going to pick up and he's going to save CM Punk for last. But then he says, what champion will he challenge? Will it be the Ring General or Gunther or the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? He says, how appropriate would it be that he beat Cody for the same title that he helped him win last year? So who will it be, fans? Will it be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, or the Ring General, Gunther? And that brung out the World Heavyweight Champion, Hugh Gunther, who comes out. He wants to know where Seth Rollins has been. Gunther asks where Rollins has been because he's been stuck fighting people like Jey Uso. Great point. I feel like I wrote Gunther's promo on this show. He wants to know if Rollins still has it in him, even though he isn't the greatest wrestler in WWE anymore. because Gunther is. Gunther wants the old Rollins to come back and face him at WrestleMania, just so Gunther can show him who the real World Heavyweight Champion really is. This brings out the debuting Logan Paul, who comes out to a massive amount of heat from this crowd.
Huge.
They are booing him out the building to the point we can't even hear what Logan Paul is saying at certain points. It's hard to understand. He talks about how the other two men in the ring are average, and he talks about how great he is and how he's officially declaring for the Royal Rumble matchup. But I love Logan Paul's theory and his logic of joining the Royal Rumble match. He was like, he hears everybody talking about how they're going to eliminate 29 other men. He was like, that's grunt work. That's grunt work. I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm going to come in late, and all I have to eliminate is one person. So it basically is giving away or teasing that Logan Paul may be number 30 in the men's Royal Rumble match, or at least close to the end of the matchup there. He says it's clear that he's incredible at wrestling, but now he gets to decide just who he faces for the title. Gunther likes the idea of facing Paul. He says, you know what? Forget what I said before. I don't want Seth Rollins to win. I want Logan Paul to win, so I can smack that smirk right off his face. Rollins laughs and says that Gunther is right. He should win, but he should win just so you could beat the crap out of him. I would love to beat the crap out of him, but he says that, you know what, that's not going to happen because I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and I'm going to take the title that I made back. The heat for Logan Paul was even louder than Dominic Mysterio heat to me. The Dominic Mysterio heat, it feels like a bit at this point with the fans. This felt like the fans legitimately hated Logan Paul. It made him come off like an absolute superstar in this segment because that was the most reaction that this segment got, despite having two bona fide main eventers in this segment. And I mean, I like the exchange between Rollins and Gunther, but I don't see how WWE could see this exchange, see how the fans reacted to the exchange, and then in comparison, see how they reacted to Logan Paul and say that Gunther and Seth Rollins is going to be a World Heavyweight Championship matchup at WrestleMania. I don't think this, like, and just even comparing it to the promo segment we saw to close the show, like that screamed, oh, these guys, that's a WrestleMania world title match. This one did not.
Seth isn't as over as a babyface as he used to be before. He's falling down the totem pole. He's like the crowd's like 8th favorite to like win this Rumble match that's coming up right here. Like he's falling too far down. I'm tired of babyface Seth. I'm ready for heel Seth again. And the crowd are phonies. Like they'll sing his song, but like they're not rooting for him in this Rumble match coming up. He's way down the list of people they want to see win. So you might as well it's got to come sooner or later. The Seth heel turn, and if that comes, nobody wants to see Seth. Seth and Gunther. The match is fine, but you're not gonna want to see this version of Seth Rollins try to overcome Gunther. No, I'd rather just keep Gunther champ. But yeah, the Logan Paul stuff, I mean, was really impressive how hated he was. WWE has to take notice of that. And interesting breaking news this morning, 40 minutes ago. What in the Logan Paul versus Jake Paul is being advertised March 27th on Max. What? Yep. What in the Jimmy versus Jay Uso is this? This Jimmy is fake.
No, but that's Jimmy versus Jay in AEW. Like how is it on Max?
Hilarious. And then this guy also has a rumored Conor McGregor fight for Logan Paul. You saw Logan rip up the Conor's better than Logan sign that some fan had. Yeah. Logan's got a lot of stuff going for him, and WWE needs to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Yeah, they can do a lot of cross promotion with all the stuff that Logan Paul is doing right now, especially a fight with Jake Paul is probably the biggest fight that you could possibly get in boxing. And I love the fact that he said that Jake Paul has basically ran out of retired boxers and MMA fighters to face, that he has to face his brother now. That's
And
fine.
listen, I still think one day we're going to see the Paul brothers run WWE in the tag division for fun.
I don't.
I see it. I see it. I see it. And it may not be anytime soon because Jake's having too much fun making all this money.
No,
but I could see it. I could see them wanting to do it together.
I think that Jake Paul has no interest in professional wrestling.
Probably not. But Logan would want it. Logan would want him to do it one time.
Yeah. Of course, Logan would want to do it, but I don't think Jake Paul has any interest in pro wrestling. He doesn't. He like Logan Paul, despite everything we could say about him as a human being, and he's a disgusting, deplorable human being sometimes. All that withstanding, I don't think anyone can deny he is a wrestling fan. He does like this. He does, even if he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't like watching it all the time, but he liked it enough that he got into it, that he trained to do it, that he was committed to do it, that he's good at it, and he's still into it. It's still something that gets his blood running. He's passionate about it. I don't want somebody who's not passionate about it just because their brother is.
I see.
That's Ryan Nemeth. That'd be the Ryan Nemeth of celebrity guests.
Ugh.
Yeah. Are you kidding? We can have him do his run-in, like what he did at Crown Jewel 2022. That stuff like that, that's fine. But like running the tag team division, what?
Tag team champs. You heard it here first. Romeo Damas special. One day.
No, we gotta put a time limit on this. Where are you saying?
What
are you saying? One day? No, that's
what
too
do these
vague.
guys need a time limit? These guys are in the
That's too vague.
prime of their lives.
That's too vague. That's too vague.
These are not
one
old
day
people. These are not old people.
I mean,
plenty of time.
Boxing full time, that puts years on your life. I'm just saying.
They'll do it.
Just saying. But yeah, let us know what you think about Jake Paul versus Logan Paul boxing match, just weeks ahead of WrestleMania, it seems. But yeah. You got Dion in the chat who says Logan Paul got that Hogan heat. We also got Bell.
Heat, brother.
That's a different heat, brother. Bell says the Logan Paul boos were perfect. Might have been louder than the ones Dom gets. It was louder than the ones Dom gets. And like I said, Dom feels more like a gimmick. This felt like genuine heat.
Dom doesn't get that kind of heat anymore. He got it worse before. He doesn't get that same heat anymore.
Yes, it died. It died down. It died down like middle of last year. The Dom heat.
Right.
But you got Dion Jenkins in the chat joining us with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Dion. Always appreciate the support. He says Punk is definitely getting his WrestleMania main event. You can tell by the build to Royal Rumble how somehow, some way, before his first Royal Rumble last year in 10 years, it feels like this year he's more of a focus than even last year.
Yes, I agree.
He feels like he's been the driver of the build for the Royal Rumble because Cena hasn't been here, Roman hasn't been here, so he's the next biggest star in that Rumble match.
Exactly. And as far as this Rumble goes, it's kind of a toss-up to me. Like
it's a three horse race in the men's, and then the women's is more of like a 3 to 4 horse race. So I will say this is like the best kind of like multiple options for a Rumble that we've seen in recent memory.
For the men, I feel very, very, very confident in eliminating John Cena. I know he's the favorite in Vegas.
I do too. I don't understand why he is the favorite and why it's. And I don't want to put this just on them, but it seems like a lot of the fans outside of the United States are the ones pushing this. Pushing John Cena should win the Royal Rumble, whereas us in the U.S. understand that is not the right story narrative rise of Cena saying, I haven't won in 4 years. I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble. And then he just wins the Royal Rumble. That just seems like so not John Cena storytelling.
Yeah. And the other thing is, how heavily promoted he has been in the Elimination Chamber advertisements,
Exactly.
which you know is going to be for a title shot. So
Yes.
Cena's going to be in the match. He can't be in the match if if he wins the Rumble. You know who's gaining steam with me? You know who I'm thinking is going to win? The Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
I think it's a 3-horse race. Mainly Cena's in there because he is the biggest odds. But to me, I think it either needs to be Roman or Punk.
Yeah.
I think
Roman.
in my head, weeks ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, I was with you and I was like, Roman wins the Rumble, Punk beats Gunther. That's how you set up the matchup. Now, as we've built to the show, and we have not seen Roman Reigns at all, it makes me feel like Punk is going to win. And I did the prediction on the flagship podcast, so I'll tell it to you as well. I think it comes down to Punk, Roman, Seth. Seth is so obsessed with trying to eliminate Punk that Roman eliminates Seth. And then Seth Rollins becomes Sid Vicious from the 1992 Royal Rumble with Roman playing the role of Hulk Hogan. And Seth holds on to Roman's arm, and Punk eliminates Roman with help from Seth. So then this helps out all different plays because it helps out the whole simmering Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns rivalry where he's cost the Royal Rumble. It helps out the Seth and Punk rivalry because he helps Punk win the Royal Rumble. And then it also helps Drew McIntyre and everything he's been saying because he can now get on Seth. He could be like, first you weren't trying to help us stop Roman Reigns from getting to the top. And then Seth can come back and be like, I stopped him from winning the Royal Rumble. And then Drew can respond, but you helped CM Punk win the Royal Rumble. That's almost as worse, if not worse, than Roman getting back to the top. It's Punk. Someone that we've avoided being back at the top for 10 years. You helped them get there. Like, I think that retelling, sometimes what old is new again, and redoing that 1992 Royal Rumble finish, I think helps out 4 different characters in this story.
I would pop for a finish like that, but I think Seth eliminates Punk. I think somehow that he has to get his get back by that. And Roman is a one-time Rumble winner. That's it, right?
Yeah, one of the and arguably one of the worst Royal Rumbles of all time.
He's got to join the 2-time winner club. He need that. He's on the cover of the video game. I mean, come on.
I mean, I honestly though, if Punk doesn't win this year, I don't know if he ever wins the Royal Rumble because he's not winning next year. He's not even going to show up next year. So we gotta wait till 2027 to see a possible Royal Rumble. That's another reason why I've changed my pick to Punk for the Rumble.
It's between those two, and I'm very comfortable eliminating Cena. Like, I don't see any shot.
Yeah, I think narrative wise, you're 100% right. It does not make sense for John Cena to win. We got another super chat donation from our good brother Dion Jenkins, who says Seth has a higher ceiling as a heel. Seth is just a much better heel than he is a babyface. We had the whole conversation come up on AE Ramble, like who are the great guys who can play both a babyface and a heel. Seth Rollins is not in that. Roman Reigns, honestly, is not in that quite yet. I think he needs a longer run as this OTC babyface character for him to be like, oh, he's great as a babyface and a heel. Cody is in that conversation. Punk is in that conversation. To a lesser extent, Drew is in that conversation. But Drew was a great babyface, and now he's an even better heel. I don't think any of Seth Rollins' babyface runs is that good. I think the best run he had as a babyface was Intercontinental Champion Seth in 2018, and then into him becoming the Universal Champion in 2019, and then he started tweeting, and that fucked that up. So, like, his best babyface run got preempted because of his real-life personality. I think he's just a better heel than he is a babyface. He could be a decent babyface, but he's just an excellent heel.
No argument for me.
We got.
So you think it's likely Roman works the Chamber match and wins that?
No, they do Roman versus Gunther at Elimination Chamber.
Oh.
Yep.
He could just.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see Gunther. I don't see Gunther going into WrestleMania as World Heavyweight Champion because I'm gonna be completely baffled at the booking of the last 3 months of Gunther if he is the World Heavyweight Champion going into WrestleMania. We got Bell who says, I am 50-50 if Gunther's match at Mania is Logan Paul, because on one hand, I don't want it. On the other hand, it would low-key be a good matchup, and it kind of makes sense with everything Gunther represents.
It just wouldn't be the title match.
Yeah, if it's not a title match, then I'm fine with this match. If it's for the World Heavyweight title, there are so many better options.
No, those guys could steal the show one-on-one.
They won't.
They could.
They could, but they won't. We got it in the chat. Power Driver Finisher says Dom gets eliminated by JBL in front of Ray, leading to into a Dom babyface turn. With Ray trying to keep JBL from being deporting Dom with the Orange's new laws. Oh my God, I am done.
That was a bit much, Power Driver. A bit much.
Just a bit much. We got one more super chat donation before we move on here. Dion Jenkins, once again, thank you so much, Dion, for all the support. He says Roman has to deal with Drew at some point, maybe Elimination Chamber. Maybe they do a chamber match for the World Heavyweight title.
Oh, what kind of shit is that for Gunther, man? Who booked this?
Maybe.
Damn.
I'm just putting some options out there. They could do that.
The mat is sacred.
We got CM Punk backstage, and he isn't worried about Logan Paul because he's going to win the men's Royal Rumble match. He throwed Kathy Kelly over the top if he had to.
I thought that was a bit much too, CM Punk. Jeez.
He then runs into Sami Zayn. Zayn brings up Punk saying his name last week and saying that he wasn't on his level, but he points out that I'm the one that's a WrestleMania main eventer, something that you're not. And I love Sammy just saying that and just walking the fuck away, because I was like, oh man, it's very rare someone get the last word like that on Punk and he doesn't try to choke you out backstage. But anyway,
and very rare coming from Sami Zayn on top of that. Sami Zayn hardly does that to people.
Yeah, I honestly think that this line would have hit even more if Jay didn't say the same thing to Gunther last week. I think if they would have saved it for here, where it was more appropriate, I think it would have landed even better.
Everybody in that match is just going to start using that line all the time when they talk about Mania main events. Watch Jimmy say that too. Watch Kevin Owens say that.
Zayn walks off and he runs into Karrion Kross, with Zayn not interested in anything he has to say. Kross says that's fine, but what about Zayn's friends? What about what they've been saying to him? Stop thinking with your heart and start thinking with your head. He walks off with Sammy staring at him. Cody comes in and tries to talk to Sammy, but Sammy kind of blows him off, which would become even more interesting later in the show. What did you think about this little backstage segment? You had Sammy and Punk interaction. You have Karrion Kross, who is he's getting over with this whole act. Like it's been working. You were ahead of the curve, which I'm sure you're getting. I thought you were getting your Puerto Rican armband because Karrion Kross was on screen. But he knew it. Karrion Kross is getting over with this act, especially getting involved more with some heavy hitters, some main event talent. You are seeing him get over with this character.
Good. It's been very slow progression, but I've enjoyed it. And this guy playing chess. This guy got Miz traded to SmackDown too. Oh my god. Oh my god. Amazing.
The fact that he beat the Wyatt Six and then is controlling things like that's the stuff. Yeah, you need wins and actually show that you have some type of power. It works.
Love it. My good buddy Karrion Kross, who follows me on Twitter.
He does follow you on Twitter. He loves you. He loves all your content.
What's up, man?
Yeah. What up, Karrion? We're with you now. I needed time to be convinced. I was not into a lot of the different a New Day. Anytime there was a New Day Final Testament matchup, I was not into it. But I will say, Karrion Kross has turned me around, especially with his social media game.
Oh, I saw that post last night. You saw it? It's the reaction to what happens later on. You would have thought he won the Super Bowl. It's great stuff. Great stuff.
We digress there. We go to the next segment. Next segment on the show was our opening contest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, defending against the Judgment Days, JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. And dear Lord, we almost saw a murder in this match. The match started off with a brawl. Eric fighting back, only to get caught with a jawbreaker into a neck breaker. McDonough goes for a crazy looking acai moonsault off the top rope to the floor, but he does it on the side of the announce table, the new announce table, the Escalade bends of announce tables, and this dude bangs his fucking head like a drum against the announce table, and he was out. He was out. Michael Cole is frantically calling, scared about the landing. He's telling the fan, he's telling the people from the back, come out and check on JD, to the point that JD eventually gets up because no one comes out to check on him. He eventually waves them off when he's up. As he gets up and he gets on the apron, the fans applaud him for just getting up after that spot. You get Eric does a double team in the corner, but he gets out without much trouble, allowing the tag off to Ivar. It picks up the pace. A seated senton out of the corner hits Mysterio, but Ivar misses a charge off the barricade. Eric powerbombs the heels into each other, allowing Ivar to hit a big flip dive as you go to commercial break. Back with Eric cleaning house. He does a boss man slam, a hard knee to Dirty Dom. The springboard clothesline misses though. JD McDonough headbutts Eric. McAfee says that might as well has been a bicycle hitting your face. Ivar goes up and gets suplexed down by JD. JD put on shit. He put on the best performance of his fucking career in this matchup, that he was able to continue the matchup. And then the moves he was pulling off, the suplex off the top. This still goes to the top rope again and does a beautiful looking moonsault into Dirty Dom, hitting the frog splash for a near fall. Eric comes back in. They eventually get rid of JD. They hit the War Machine on Dirty Dom. 1, 2, 3. Eric and Ivar retain the World Tag Team Championships. This was a very good power versus speed and cheating type of matchup. The War Raiders look good, but man, this is all up. The story of this matchup is JD McDonough. This might have been the best performance of his WWE career, and we got to talk about the fact that he did tweet out early this morning that he was hospitalized following Monday Night Raw. There was a fan photo that was released that saw he collapse once he went backstage to go through the curtain. He collapsed. He was taken to the hospital. Triple H, the doctors, everybody checked on him. He was taken to the hospital, where it was revealed that he suffered broken ribs and a punctured lung. At that point, the match should have stopped. The match, I thought during the match should have stopped when he hits his head on the announce table and he's down for a good 30 seconds. That at that point, the match should stop. It didn't. It took the referee way too long to go outside. I understand there was action going on in the ring, but you heard that. That shit echoed across the arena. You should have went out there immediately. Why don't they have doctors at ringside? They used to have doctors at ringside that would rush and check on people. This shit should change the protocol of everything. This one spot.
Yeah, that spot was crazy. And you don't even you hear it, but you don't really fully see it until the replay because of the first camera angle.
And they didn't need to show the replay, in my opinion. I needed to see it.
I needed to see it for myself. All those injuries, punctured lung, jeez. Oh my God. How is a concussion not one of those injuries? Like, what? Crazy.
Yeah.
But the fact
he's got a hard head. They already said he got the hard head.
The fact that I like the little the clapping they did for him when he got onto the apron. I think it should have been louder. It should have been louder.
Yes.
Because that was And then he gets back in the match, and he goes crazy in the match.
He was the
still.
best guy in the match.
With a punctured lung and broken ribs. Like, you couldn't even tell. What?
Yeah.
Insane. He'll get a lot of credit backstage for working the match. Very old school attitude that people have, especially guys like Triple H finish the match with a torn quad.
Yeah.
But I can't argue with your point that, you know, if that was a football game in 2025, like, you're getting taken out of the game to get evaluated. You're going to the blue tent.
If that's even like, just to give you a wrestling example, if that's New Japan, the match stops. New Japan just did that at the biggest show of the year. They did that at Wrestle Kingdom with Doki. Once Doki did a similar dive where he gets hurt on, not the Atsai moonsault, but he did like a senton onto Desperado, and he struck his arm hard against the ground, hard against the floor, and you immediately saw he was hurt, and they immediately stopped the match.
But yeah, this match was pretty cool. JD brought most of it. The War Raiders did their thing, and Dominic didn't get in the way. So I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Beautiful frog splash by Dom. I got to give him credit for that. That frog splash was beautiful. That was probably one of his best as far as like imitate, because it's all just an imitation of Eddie Guerrero, if we're all being honest about it. But that was the best Eddie Guerrero version of the frog splash that Dom's ever done.
Yeah, well, Dom's gonna have to get a lot more singles action now, I guess, because JD's out for a while.
No, they team him with Carlito.
Oh, okay.
Or they'll team him with Finn to continue their dissension storyline.
Let's see.
What do you think is next for the Judgment Day after losing this tag team title match?
I think you just hinted it. More leaning more into the dissension with Dominic and Finn.
But what's the payoff for that? Because you would think that because of how much TV time has been invested in the Judgment Day, that they should be in some type of major matchup, whether it be a title match or a grudge match at WrestleMania.
The payoff is Finn getting kicked out of Judgment Day. Dominic being the leader.
I can actually sign up for that. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You had me at Dom as the leader. That makes a lot of sense, especially because Finn would be the best babyface coming out of the Judgment Day group. So, yeah. Not gonna lie. I like that. I like that a lot.
Bringing his own guy too. Might bring in someone new.
Could do that. All right. We had backstage. You had Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne were talking. They don't trust Penta, don't trust guys in mass. New Day comes in and they say, yeah, we agree with you. You can't trust those guys in mass. And Kaiser and Dunne, two heels, were like, nah, we don't fuck with you. Xavier says that he's ready to face
doing that to you, man. Jeez. That guy.
Xavier says he's ready to face Rey Mysterio tonight. Kofi Kingston says that Atlanta's favorite son has come home. Kathy Kelly says Braun Breaker. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, she said, A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory.
It's embarrassing.
They just look at him like, what? And then she's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Cody Rhodes, big pop from the fans. Wood says no. He was like, he can't even keep friends. Wood's family is supposed to be here tonight, and they have front row seats. He's reserved for them, but he hasn't heard from them as of yet. Always bad news there. What did you think about the New Day's promo?
It gets better. It gets even better when we talk about the match.
They're good. They're good in this. They're good at this right now. We go into the matchup. It's Rey Mysterio going one-on-one with Xavier Woods, the LWO, including Zelina Vega, who Michael Cole on commentary announces that tonight is Zelina Vega's last night as a Raw superstar and her last night as a member of the LWO.
Oh, come on, man. What the hell?
She is she's moving over to SmackDown this weekend, and they announced that the transfer window will be closed this weekend. That made me immediately think Malachi Black's returning and he's going to be on SmackDown, and they could pair Malachi and Zelina together. I wouldn't mind that. But talking about this,
or Andrade and Zelina.
Nah,
United.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm good on that. I want something new. I want something different. Yeah, I think that Triple H has kind of proven, which are like DIYs and stuff, is that stuff that worked in NXT. It's not gonna work again the same way. You got to switch it up. You got to give us what we want, but you got to switch it up a bit. That's why DIY is working more now as a heel than they were at babyfaces, because them at babyface was too much like them in NXT. I think that pairing Zelina and Andrade is too much like NXT. It's not going to work.
It's like a different timeline. It's like, what if?
But we see the reserve seating for the Woods family. They trade takedowns in the ring, does Ray and Woods. Woods eventually chops him away in the corner. Running Hurricane Rana by Ray gives him a breather. Woods is right back with a middle rope stomp to the head, to the back of the neck. He landed right on his head on that one. We take a commercial break and come back with Woods hitting a rather delayed vertical suplex, walking around the ring, getting a 2 count. Woods strikes away after dropping him face first into the turnbuckle. A code red, though, from a code red off the top rope from Mysterio, and then a follow-up one gets a near fall for Ray. We pause for Woods, who goes to see his family are here in the front row, but they are all look upset with him. They stand up, they open their shirts along with little Yachty. They all have on New Day Sucks shirts, disrespecting Woods, his own family. Big E breaking up a happy family. How about that? It leads to Rey Mysterio when Woods comes back in. He sets him up for the 619. He hits it and then eventually hits the drop in the dime, the slingshot splash. 1, 2, 3. Xavier Woods loses in his hometown as Rey Mysterio picks up another win against the New Day. Back-to-back wins against Kofi and Woods. And then he puts on the New Day Suck shirts and he celebrates with Woods' family. The New Day saga, the heel turn of the New Days, continues to be one of the better stories in WWE right now because of how New Day is approaching it. The crowd reactions are matching it. However, this thing is not going to stick long term unless you actually let them get some wins.
Man, how you have your family turn on you and then celebrate with the LWO? What? LWO. Oh my goodness, that is in the mud. And they got the New Day Sucks t-shirts that you could get now. WWE shop. Man, I hope there's a payoff in the Rumble. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't.
Nah.
We haven't been. Is the payoff at WrestleMania? I don't know.
It makes me feel like they're not gonna pick up momentum and start winning matches until like after the Rumble. And then we're going to probably get Raiders versus New Day at WrestleMania.
And then they win.
Yeah.
Then they come out on top. This is all for them to come out on top of Mania.
I'm hoping it's that, because I'm very head scratching about the booking, them losing all these matches or not wrestling for like 5 weeks and then losing their first matches back.
I need Big E in the Rumble, man. It's not going to happen, but I keep holding on to 1% chance it does.
Because it's basically like they are still the same New Day that they were before the heel turn, but the fans hate them now. Because they're still losing. They're losing the same way they were before the heel turn. They're losing still.
They are. But they will be tag champs. Watch.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that. We got Dion, who says Sami ain't a world champion though. Who does bro think he is? He's a WrestleMania main eventer though.
WrestleMania main eventer. There you go. Something CM Punk is not.
Exactly. Dion Jenkins also says Karrion Kross is the new Sean O'Hare Devil's Advocate. Good shout there. Good callback. We got Bell, who says respect to JD McDonough. Also got Dion, who says adrenaline is a hell of a thing. Yeah, that's the only thing that kept him going.
And that's what happened early in the match. They had whole segments to fill. So
crazy, insane bump that he took there. We go. Yeah. Oh yeah, we had that.
By the way, a question. Because I watched it after the fact, but the Raw. How long did it go? What time did it end?
10:37, 10:38.
Okay. Thanks.
They're getting the pacing down. These two and a half hour Raws much better than 3 hours. I will give them that.
Oh, sign me up.
Sign me up. I'm here for it. We go backstage
3
and we
hours
see
SmackDown's brutal. Oof, brutal.
they have not had a good one yet. Like, Jesus, you guys were not prepared for this, and you literally have not done anything that makes us have faith that this is going to get good.
The only good part is that we know in the summer it'll revert back.
Yeah. That's the light at the end of the tunnel of all this. We go backstage. Sami Zayn is there to talk to Seth Rollins, telling him that last week was a mistake. He did not mean to kick him in the face. Rollins believes him. He says, though, with the Royal Rumble coming up, though, and everything that's been going on, he can't be so sure. So if Sami does it again, then he will have his doubts. But they seem okay for now.
What?
But we shall see. If
Every man
if that's
for
still the
himself,
case.
Seth. The fuck is that? What?
We'll see. But even before we got to the Rumble, this nigga kicking people in the face. We gotta see what's gonna happen now, because is Seth gonna be doubting him from jump? I think that on Saturday, Seth eliminates Sami. That's my prediction. And I think and my other prediction that I also made on the flagship when I was doing the WrestleMania booking that I told you about earlier, I think that it's Sami versus Seth at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a Mania match we haven't got.
Yeah.
And
it's something they've been building since November.
Yeah.
Like we might talk about it in a few months on this show and be like, yeah, Seth and Sami has been the longest build heading into WrestleMania.
Might be on something there. But I'll say they've done a good job of, like, there's these little storylines in the men's Rumble that, like, when they cross paths in the actual match, like, it's gonna make sense, a lot of it. And even some that haven't, been made that we've seen already that we're going to see, like with Cena interacting with everybody, Roman interacting with everybody. Well, they'll be in there late probably, but still. It's just it's very star-studded, and it has a lot of people that have, shit going on or shit in the past.
Yeah, the stories of everybody in the men's Royal Rumble and in the WWE Championship ladder match, it's very interwoven with everybody. Like, you have the whole, Cody and KO. They had their friendship. KO betrayed him, and now they've been feuding, going back and forth. The package power driver, everything that happened there. You have the history with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and now KO saying that he needs Sami to help him win, and he'll help him win the Royal Rumble. You have the Sami and Cody friendship that now is kind of up in the air after what happened last night. You have CM Punk in all of this, and his friendship with Cody Rhodes and what transpired last night's show, and his friendship with his relationship with the other members of the OG bloodline, not including Roman Reigns, and then his contentious relationship with Roman Reigns himself, his whole rivalry and history with John Cena, that's interwoven in all of this, his year-long rivalry with Drew McIntyre, his 10-year rivalry with Seth freaking Rollins. Like, that's what I said. Like, when you really think about it, Punk is kind of the glue of all the build to Royal Rumble, because he has so many issues with everybody in this whole thing. But I love the fact that the main event scene on Monday Night Raw especially is so interwoven with so many different characters.
And I know it's a ladder match and you're asking a lot out of him, but I can absolutely 100% see Kevin Owens being in the Rumble match after he loses the ladder match. He's done it before, been in Rumble matches after wrestling and limping his way to the ring, and and then interacting with Sami again in the Rumble, and Randy Orton return. That, don't count that out. That happening.
Yeah,
Randy Orton and Cena again. It's like a lot of shit could happen.
I think I've been saying actually lately that I think that it's much more likely for an interaction between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens to happen in the Rumble than in the actual ladder match.
Agreed.
And I would like that more. I would like that more than him just interfering in the ladder match. Because if this is the blow off to this rivalry that started in August, it needs to be clean.
Yes, and I think it will be.
I hope so. I hope you're right. But moving on to the next segment that we had here, we get Jey Uso, and he is hanging out with none other than Quavo. Here, Quavo comes out with him. They must have told Quavo, no, you cannot smoke a blunt like Travis Scott. They came out to a big ovation.
Keep you busy.
They go out to a big ovation from this crowd in Atlanta. They're loving the Jey Uso entrance and everything, yeeting it up. Pat McAfee is yeeting it up. Michael Cole is yeeting it up, but Michael Cole cannot give a dab. He's an old white man. He should be giving handshakes, as Pat McAfee would later say in the show. Jay says that he needed that kind of reception. He lost on Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event because Gunther was just that good. The reality is, though, Uso can beat Gunther, and now he has to win the Royal Rumble, and that's what he's gonna do, yeet. He will do it, yeet, for all of you, yeet, and he's going to WrestleMania, yeet, to finally win, yeet, the World Heavyweight Championship, yeet. And the crowd yeets up some more. The entrance is over, but very much so. I thought the match with Gunther on Saturday Night's Main Event was very good, but we are getting to the point where I feel like Jay's entrance is more over than Jay.
I don't know, man. He could lose all these big money matches and he just come back and eat and
yeah, because the entrance
right.
is
the fans still love him. The celebrities still love him. It's like the next time he's in a big match, he needs to win. Like, come on, enough of these big losses. He needs to win.
Yeah,
you could almost make an argument. You could almost make an argument if you didn't give him this championship match this past weekend that he should be one of the Rumble favorites and go to Mania and take that yeet thing and go finally win. But the fact that he just had a championship match ain't happening.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
I added a new booking. I added a new piece of booking that I'm gonna tell you. Remind me before we.
Is it for Jay Mania or what?
No, it's Jay related, but not at Mania. It's actually I've added a new booking for post Mania. Because I'm already shaping up. I'm going to do an article probably Sunday. It's probably going to drop maybe Monday of the WrestleMania 41 card predictions. I'm going to do that for the Takedown on Sports Illustrated, Takedown on SI. I'm going to do a WrestleMania 41 prediction of the card following Royal Rumble. But I think that post WrestleMania, I think I know where they're going. And Jay is going to be involved in it. He's going to be an important factor in where we're going.
The crowd wants to see this guy win the big one, man. Like, he had that one near fall on Saturday. That was, oh man, amazing. He almost
the spear and that too. The spear and the Uso splash.
Yeah.
He just had another awful spear right after that, though. So.
It feels like he has to beat Gunther, but by the time they crown him, Gunther probably won't be champ.
They're gonna move on from Gunther.
You could come back to that if Jay's champion and then Gunther challenges him.
Yeah. So he can finally say, "Oh, I beat Gunther." What is he? 0-3 against Gunther?
I think it's 0-3.
Yeah, because he lost the Intercontinental title match, King of the Ring, and now the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So, we go backstage. Lyra Valkyria is here. Remember her? The women's Intercontinental Champion. She talks about how she's waiting for the first challenger to step up, but in the meantime, she's ready for any big match ahead of her. So she's entering into the Women's Royal Rumble match, which brings in American Made. They come in with Chad Gable suggesting that Ivy Now will be the next Women's Intercontinental Champion. Valkyria says that this is the closest either of them will be to being Intercontinental Champion, but now seems to be in the Royal Rumble too, so she says she's going to eliminate her there. They then see Alpha Academy, who are dancing for TikTok, and Gable yells at them. Maxine Dupree looks sad when Ivy Now talks down to him. This is a story that should have been dropped months ago, and they just keep coming back to it. Is because they missed a peek on it, which I called on this goddamn show, 8 months ago, I said they missed a peak, and they just keep coming back because they know they missed a peak. And they think, oh, no, we can get it back. Watch. We'll get it back. And they're not.
They want that to be the Mania match. Gable and
Oh, my
Otis.
God. Please don't. Please.
What's happening?
Please don't.
You know, it's funny. You said, like, remember Lyra Valkyria? And I'm like, I'm trying to remember who these two guys in the back. Oh, that's the Creed brothers. Oh, I forgot about that.
Remember when you were the biggest fan of the Creeds?
I still am, but my goodness, doing nothing.
This American Made stable has been a bust.
It tried to get. He's done as much as Otis is doing over there. He's done as much as him, and that was the whole point for them breaking up. Is that he needed to get away from that, being losers, and he's still a loser.
Still a loser. Still a goddamn loser. Hasn't mattered one bit. I swear,
it's gonna win the IC title for him.
Like, get the fuck out of here, sir. Please get the fuck out of here, sir. Get out of here with that nonsense. We go to the ring for our next matchup. It's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez going up against our WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi. Morgan has to slip out of an early KOD attempt. She pulls Belair down by the hair. Belair nips up, so Rodriguez comes in for a fight over a suplex. Naomi comes in and gets caught with a double Russian leg sweep, but gets set into the corner for some running shots in the corner. It's back to Liv, who is taken down with a standing moonsault and leg drop combination by the champions. We take a commercial break and come back to Rodriguez face locking Naomi. Naomi has to break free. She eventually tags into Belair. Belair is a house of fire doing her hot tag. She does the vertical suplex with the stomping and everything. Dirty Dominic Mysterio comes down and Bianca takes care of him, taking him out with a dive. We get Naomi, who tries for a split-legged moonsault on Raquel, but the referee is distracted. It leads to Raquel pulling Naomi out of the ring. She hits her with the Tejada bomb on the apron, rolls her back into the ring to allow Liv to get the cover. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez beat the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. They're in line for a future shot at the belts. This was a match.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it much more than you, I think.
It felt too long.
Probably, especially since it's not a championship match. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm happy. I'm very happy.
I know you are.
I'm so happy.
I'm happy for you.
But like if they have a title match now, that's like I felt like that should have been the match right there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't make why are we doing all of this? Why are we doing a title match when we just did this?
They have a title
we
match
just did a
30.
We just did a 13-minute match.
Yeah, that's kind of long. It should be like that should be the length of the title match itself.
Yes,
like you're gonna have to top that now.
Kind of weird.
But they have a title match tonight against
Lash and Jakara, and they just lost. Way to build them up. We go backstage to Rhea Ripley, who is talking about the Women's Royal Rumble match. She's banged up after a match with Nia Jax at Saturday Night's Main Event, but she's reminded that the mommy is always on top. She doesn't care who wins the Royal Rumble, which brings in Bayley. Bayley teases that she won the Royal Rumble last year, but maybe this year she wins. She challenges Rhea. Or Rhea leaves, so here is Io Sky to say that she'll see Bayley on Saturday. So we got Io Sky being teased as a potential winner, Bayley being teased as a potential winner. Do you think we're going to get Bayley and Rhea before WrestleMania because of how much they've teased that matchup?
You would think. I don't know. Because Io, man, I don't know what they want to do. Are they going to have a chamber match too? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But I know that I do want to see Bayley and Rhea, and I do want to see Io and Rhea.
I want to see both of them. Hey, I wouldn't mind that.
The Mania match?
I wouldn't mind that. Hey, they had a great triple threat with Rhea and Io and Charlotte back at In Your House 2020.
Right.
Yeah. Still remember that?
But as far as winning the Rumble, like, come on. Like,
he's like you're going too far. You're going too far. That's Charlotte. That's Charlotte's to win.
Exactly. First 2 times. and I'm going to be
there's no-
unbearable. Unbearable. Because I'm
Are
seeing
you doing a
all
live
the
stream for
haters.
that?
Possibly. I'm seeing all the haters out there already. Oh, they're talking so much junk about Charlotte Flair. So I'm going to be unbearable when she wins. And you created this monster. It's not you, Sid.
I was about to say. I was like, what
you
did I
people
do?
out there, you people,
You people.
You got it coming to you. You got it coming.
Poor you people. Poor you people have to sit through that. Poor you people being picked on by Romeo and his dreaded. It's
been a long time coming. Long time. I've been quiet for too long. I've been on my best behavior. Best. Now it's time for me to be an ass again. It's time for me to be an asshole.
Have you been on your best behavior?
It's time to bring back the asshole.
One time for the douchebag. One time for the assholes.
That would be my entrance music if I was a wrestler.
It would be. It would.
Triple H, I need you to pay for it, man. I don't care how much it costs. And I don't care if it's an 8-minute entrance. We're doing it.
You're like, I'm not signing on the dotted line until you pay for the rights.
It's part of the contract.
Part of the contract. We're here from Atlanta. We see clips of Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. We also see clips of Michael Cole horribly doing a dap with Quavo, and Pat McAfee tells him, "Stay in your lane. Stay in that old white ass man lane and shake hands. Stay in this."
By the way, Pat McAfee, a lock to be in the Rumble in Indianapolis. You kidding me? A lock.
True.
Which I don't know why they wasted it last year. Should have just saved it this year.
Then you get a Penta vignette this week. He says that this is just the beginning. He says there's only one way to become the best in the world. There's only one way to achieve it, and that is by facing the best in the world, whether it be 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 29 versus 1, and that is why he is entering the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. And boy, oh boy, should that be a good one. Penta interacting with the rest of the roster in the Men's Royal Rumble match. Yes. And then we got a little teaser of who we might interact with, as we had during the commercial break. Braun Breaker talking about his victory over Sheamus at Saturday night's main event. He asks where his dog's at in Atlanta, but in comes Penta, who looks and stares at the Intercontinental Championship before telling him, "Zero metal." Could we potentially see Braun versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania?
Man, kind of early for Penta to be losing already. Shit.
Nah, he's winning.
Having a little fun.
He's winning. How, man, have you watched this Braun Breaker Intercontinental title run? Neither one of them have been booked well. Penta's winning.
Penta should be in there nice and early too, in the Rumble, to interact with as many people as possible. They love to put all the Hispanic people in there early. We never get good numbers at all, ever. So,
sorry, I didn't hear any of that because my headphones cut off on me.
I said Penta should be in there nice and early because us Hispanic people never get good numbers in the Rumble.
Hey, Ray got number 30 one year. He got booed out the building, but he got number 30 one year.
That was a legacy award they gave him that one time.
A legacy award.
Yeah.
Lifetime achievement, right?
What about the one that he won? What number was he for that one?
2.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, your theory's not far off. Your theory's not far off. I just wanted to name the one time that he did get a good Royal Rumble number, but your theory is sound. Your theory is very sound. It's very sound.
Number 5 for Penta. Watch number 5.
I can see that. I can see him even being like number
a Pentagon,
1.
Right? That's how many sides a Pentagon has. Is it 5? I don't even know.
I thought it was 6. No,
6. All right, number 6 then. Whatever size it is. Math ain't my strong
suit. No one's ever come in from number 6, right, and won the Royal Rumble.
That's right. Nobody has. The streak will continue.
There's a first time for anything and everything.
We won't be.
So, yeah, I'm very interested in Penta. What do you think about the interaction with Brondo?
Very interesting. Because I didn't see it, so that was my first time hearing it. Very interesting.
Yeah, they put it
The
on
match.
WWE's social media like right after it happened. That was the only way that I saw it because I have the ads. The ads haven't been as invasive as they were on the
couple of
first.
weeks.
Yeah, they were very invasive. At least like I think that they got the pacing down last week. I was mentioning that where we're seeing more of the matches. It's not as invasive as the commercial breaks were on USA Network, where you knew you would only see about 90 seconds of the match before they would go to commercial. Almost every time I knew when that would happen.
That was me freaking watching Jay and Gunther. Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh, my
network
goodness.
television. Network television probably has more ads than even
That was ridiculous. How little the action we saw.
Yeah, it was I think it was a 17-minute match, but it had 2 commercials, so it was only 10 minutes in length that was aired. And it's crazy because I would have sworn was the first time they did Saturday Night's Main Event, was it commercial free on Peacock?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Oh, because I would have sworn it felt like it was because I saw like clips of certain stuff that I saw live during the commercials, and I saw clips of it on social media with commentary still talking. So I thought that it was doing like commercial free on Peacock, and then the commercials was only on.
Okay, yeah, that's sort of ringing a bell. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. But this time they did do the commercials on Peacock because I watched it back because I had to rewatch certain stuff because I was watching Collision and Saturday Night's Main Event at the same time for the Fightful post show, and I had to watch it back, and I still got the commercials.
Yeah,
which makes no sense. But that brings us to this overarching final 30 minutes of Monday Night Raw where everything was interconnected and went from one thing to another. We had 3 separate segments. So the first segment had Paul Heyman in the ring to we thought would be the tribal chief acknowledgement ceremony that we were advertised on the premiere of Monday Night Raw, but I guess they forgot about that. But he's here for a chat. He is the one behind the one GOAT, the one OTC, the one cover star of WWE 2K25. We get the big reveal of the game's cover, and it has Roman Reigns in his pose, Paul Heyman at ringside praising him. Beautiful cover for the new WWE 2K25 game, really paying tribute to Roman Reigns. But the cover to the Bloodline version is just immaculate. This is just beautiful. This is art.
Yes. Not a fan Roman being the cover athlete, but I understand they got like a whole Bloodline showcase. So
why wouldn't Roman be the cover athlete?
To me, it should be CM Punk. I think it should be CM Punk. I think it should be this year.
Nah, they did that.
The whole Bloodline thing. Yeah.
They did that already. We got it. He says
they did Roman too already. He talks about it, but they did it.
Roman, not this Roman. He talks about how Reigns has all kinds of responsibilities to be the game's cover star. Heyman says that he is the one behind the one in 29 versus 1. And now it is time for Reigns to get back his WWE championship. He is the biggest star in the world. When we colonize Mars, he'll be the biggest star on that planet too. There are 2 stars in the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns and 29 Roman Reigns wannabes. Those people get down on their hands and knees every night praying to be Roman Reigns, which brings out Drew McIntyre. Drew says that Heyman knows this isn't good. And McIntyre says they never get to talk. But the fans want Reigns. They're chanting for him. The reality is that McIntyre is responsible for all of Heyman and Reigns' success. He explains he won the Royal Rumble in 2020 by eliminating Roman Reigns, and then won the WWE Championship by beating his client, Brock Lesnar. Then Heyman was able to come back to work. He swam back to shore, metaphorically, of course, and got Roman Reigns at a bad time in his life and got in his head and got the best Roman Reigns possible. Heyman thanks McIntyre, but says that McIntyre is crowding him. McIntyre backs up and asks for a favor. Have Heyman tell his boy that McIntyre is coming for him in the Royal Rumble and he plans on eliminating him. Heyman says he'll tell Reigns that, but McIntyre stops him and says, "No, I meant your boy, CM Punk."
Smooth.
That was great. That was great. This was a great interaction right here. And like I said, it led in naturally into our main event, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. They like running this match a whole lot. They've done this match 10 times in the past 3 years.
Is that a real number? Holy shit.
This is the 11th match.
It felt like it.
Remember back in 2022 where they did that weeks of SmackDown in the lead up to WrestleMania Backlash when they did McIntyre and Rated RK Bro versus the Bloodline? They ran Drew versus Sammy 4 weeks straight. And then in 2023, during Drew's first slow burn heel period, they ran that match like 3 or 4 times.
These should be the matches where you're running the ad breaks.
And they've done this match in the last month and a half 3 times. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one because we've seen it way too many times. The match ends with Sami Zayn. He's going for the Aluva kick on Drew McIntyre. He misses the Aluva kick, and Drew rolls him up, foot on the rope. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre beats Sami Zayn 11-0. Post-match, McIntyre jumps Sammy before Cody Rhodes runs in and makes the save. He fights off Drew McIntyre, giving him the Cody cutter before he rolls out of the ring. Out comes Kevin Owens and attacks Cody from behind. Cody fights back. He gets the better of KO until Drew McIntyre comes back in. Drew attacks Cody. He brings him into the corner. It's like he's setting him up because he knows what's about to happen. He moves out of the way. 2nd week in a row, Sami Zayn delivers an Aluva kick with the cops on his heels, as you can hear. Gives the Aluva kick once again to Cody. I love the shot of Kevin Owens standing by Sami, patting him on the back, like, "Thanks, pal." And then Sammy reaching out like, "Oh, damn." And it closes in on Sammy looking at him did he do this on purpose or should he have done this on purpose? Can he let his feelings towards his friends get in the way of him winning the Royal Rumble on Saturday? So a great story for Sammy heading into Saturday. And then it led to Cody Rhodes being in the ring alone. And Cody talks about how, Kevin Owens was his friend and turned on him. And now he just got kicked in the face by another friend. Cody is looking up at the 2 world titles, and he won the title at WrestleMania in the last 7 months. He has found out that his mind state is a mind state that makes you a champion. Rhodes is ready for Owens, but out comes CM Punk. He interrupts, and Punk asks Cody if he's okay. Because he knows what it's like to be the WWE champion for a long time. He says around day 300, it started to wear on him. And he started being someone that he didn't really like. Punk knows Cody wants to be the Bruno Sammartino or John Cena and do everything, but no one is Superman. Rhodes knows this, knows that Punk is his friend. Right? Punk says, of course he is. But he sees the road Rhodes is going down. Being champion turns into heavy is the head that wears the crown situation. Rhodes says we need to cut through all of this. Get to the point. Punk talks about how Cody is going to be in his hometown tonight, but he won't sleep because he has an early media call. Either way, he'll be thinking about his match at the Royal Rumble because it's the biggest match of his career. He'll crisscross countries even after that, and it doesn't matter what is next for Cody because there is always something else to do. He'll see all these people cheering his name and every kid wearing his merchandise, but there is always someone that is getting into the best shape of their life and coming for him. And they're going to win the Royal Rumble, and they're going to challenge him at WrestleMania, and they're going to beat him for the WWE Championship. And that's the good news. He says, that's the good news. Well, tell me the bad news, says Cody. And Punk says, the bad news is that somebody It's gonna be me. Punk says that since he's Cody's one true friend, he's gonna stab him in the front, not the back.
Okay.
Rhodes talks about meeting him at OVW and how everyone wanted to be like CM Punk. They were chasing CM Punk. He gets called up to the main roster. He cashes in, world heavyweight champion, Second City sings Summer of Punk, and we were still chasing you. Then you leave the company. We have a 10-year period where me and my peers backstage are in the ring and everybody's chanting your name, and we were still chasing you. Now, though, the dynamic has changed. The dynamic has changed again because now I'm not chasing you. Punk, you're chasing me. He wants Punk to realize that he isn't the best in the world anymore. That the best in the world is a person that holds that title, and that's me. And Punk ends things off by telling him that it doesn't matter what he has right now. He has to survive Royal Rumble, but when it's all said and done, all set and clear, he's coming for Cody Rhodes. This was a fantastic, intense promo segment that I thought we talked about it. We reviewed last year's show, the Go Home show, that had the first promo between Cody and Punk since Punk's return. And that was great. This was even better. The dynamic, the fact that dynamic has changed makes it that much better. Like Cody talking down to Punk and be like, I'm the veteran. I've been a main eventer before. You're trying to get to that spot. That was good. But this was great. This was great television, and you understood the characters, and this felt like the start of a WrestleMania main event program.
Yeah, I think it's a red herring. I think they want you to think it's coming, but they're gonna swerve you on Saturday somehow, some way. If not Saturday, sometime soon. But yeah, to get like a big time feel between these two whenever that match does happen, definitely feels big time. And the previous stuff, I love KO in the Sami shirt. That was also a nice touch. KO shirt game has been on point the past whatever. And I thought Drew did a good job, man. He out promoted Paul Heyman.
He did.
I don't think that was Paul Heyman's best, honestly.
He did a stellar job in that segment. Drew's been one of the better characters in WWE as of late.
Got it, yeah.
For over a year now.
He won 3 year-end awards to prove it.
Absolutely. This is not a lie, Dion. I said it last night. I was like, Raquel Rodriguez is not the same person she was in NXT.
And I think they know it because they don't even book her to win all too much, unless she's with Liv.
True. We got Top Guy JJ, who was our co-host over the last couple of weeks for the Raws on Netflix. He says this Rumble is so damn stacked, all just for Punk to get everyone mad and win. WrestleMania is clearly centered around Punk. Yeah. Like, it's quite obvious from the build to this that he is going to be either final 2 or the winner of the Royal Rumble.
He'll be in some championship match, probably. The damn Mania, somehow, some way. Hell or high water. And I don't think too many people are going to be upset. I think he's actually, I think most people are behind him.
Yeah. We also got a super chat donation here. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. Appreciate the support. He says, which wrestler breaks their losing streak first? Jay versus Gunther or Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre? Sorry, but I've had enough of Sami versus and Drew for the last month or so. It would have to be for like a world title at this point to run back Sami versus Drew again. You have to make it different. It can't be on TV. It can't be on a Saturday night's main event. It's got to be for like a world title. And then that's when Sami eventually finally beats him.
Which one of them going to be world champion first? It's tough to see. That's true.
Tough to see.
And Jay and Gunther too. Feels like, you can't like both of those situations to be for a world title. I don't know. But who does it first? Fuck, I know. Shit.
I'll say Sami. I'll say Sami. Dion in the chat with another super chat donation. You've been killing the game today, Dion. We appreciate you. He says, I want to see Punk versus Cody or Punk versus Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania.
How do you get to that triple threat?
Punk or Roman wins the Rumble. Punk or Roman wins the Elimination Chamber. And they both say, yo, fuck that world title. I'm coming after the WWE Championship.
What? Oh, man.
Just completely bury a world title. But yeah, that was
one quick question. Do you see Sami Zayn going through this dark path? Being heel?
No. I think that is a red herring. I think that Seth is going to be the one that turns heel.
Yeah.
Seth has he can feel validated in the fact that Sami has done this the last 2 weeks.
We got to separate Sami and Jay. I know that their story has something to do with each other, but they're both baby faces that we want to see win world titles. Well, most of us, a lot of us. They can't be going for the same one. Like, they got to be separated somehow, some way.
I would put Jay on SmackDown after the draft.
Something.
Yeah. Or Sami on SmackDown after the draft. Either way. But that brings us to a close on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Let us know in the live chat your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, out of 10. What did you give the show? Final call for super chat donations as well. Thank you, Dion Jenkins, Chuck Berries, everyone who showed us love today with those super chat donations and comments in the chat. But let's put our thumbs in the middle for the January 27, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Romeo, out of 10, what did you give the show?
I'll give it a 6.7.
Wow, that's low. I think this show is much better than that. I'm going to give this show an 8 out of 10.
All right.
I think it was an 8 out of 10 show. I think that closing 30 minutes knocked it out the park from Drew Heyman, and then the main event was good, and then the final segment was great. And then thank you, Dion Jenkins, because this guy wasn't going to remind me. No, I have a plan that involves Jey Uso, not the plan for Jey Uso, but they've been talking about Cena versus Cody for WrestleMania, right? And we had a big angle on Saturday night's main event, and there's been a big focus on SmackDown to build one guy up. I think that this all culminates WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. You have John Cena beat Cody Rhodes to become the 17-time world champion, all for him to lose it on the Raw after WrestleMania in like 3 minutes to Jacob Fatu. And then Jacob Fatu, WWE champion. You have all these over baby faces to chase him. You got Jey Uso, who has the whole story. He screwed him out the Intercontinental title. Now he can go and try to win his first world title by beating someone from his family. And we all know best Jey is a Jey that's involved in the bloodline. Cody Rhodes, you protected Cody Rhodes. Yes, he loses to John Cena, but he still has not been beaten by anyone really in the bloodline since WrestleMania 39. So like he could still be a top challenger. Randy Orton, LA Knight. Like there are so many top baby faces, but you need the top heel to be the champion, to have all these baby faces chasing him. Jacob Fatu is the best choice for that. And I don't think they should wait that long.
I ain't ready for that.
I know you ain't ready for that, but I'm here for it.
And I'm also not ready for Cena completing his mission in that quickly. What? He's still gonna stick around too? Like, come on. Cena's got to go through some adversity to overcome.
Adversities. But yes, that is my booking. Jey Uso is going to be a top challenge. Jey Uso could be the one who beats Jacob Fatu for the WWE champion. Who the hell knows? But Jacob Fatu needs to be WWE champion before the end of 2025.
A lot of people do.
Nah, not a lot of people. Only Jacob Fatu. Not a lot of people. Jacob Fatu. So you gave it out of 10, and then what was your match of the night?
JD and Dom versus War Raiders.
Yeah, definitely the opening tag team matchup for sure. Your MVP for the show?
I'll give it to Drew, and I'll give it to JD for overcoming that injury.
I'm going to give it to JD, and I'm going to give it to CM Punk for outperforming Cody in the closing segment. Romeo, what was your LVP for the show?
That one's easy. Xavier Woods.
My LVP for the show, yeah, I got to give it to Xavier. Got to give it to Xavier.
Family turns on you for the LWO. Wow.
This is such a vague segment. What about Jacob Fatu says he's not ready? He's good in the ring. He's great as a character. His promos are fantastic. What is he not ready for? You could say, like, this is why Romeo's response is the better response, not Chris's response. I don't, and you did say, I don't think. So you did preference that, but you can't not tell me Jacob Fatu is not ready for the WWE Championship. You could say, I'm not ready for Jacob Fatu to be WWE Champion. Like Romeo said, that's fine. That statement to me, no, that's not fine. That's not true. But that brings us to a close on Rated Raw Review. Thank you, Romeo, of course, this week. Appreciate you. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for the super chats as well. Romeo Damas, all social media. Stay tuned. If we have a Royal Rumble live stream this Saturday, you'll know.
There you have it. Yes, follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. I will be live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the channel with Maggie of Fightful Overbook. Will be previewing WWE Royal Rumble 2025. So join us live for that one. You got AE Ramble on Thursday. Got a THH cut that's going to drop on Friday. We got our TNA Genesis review that will be dropping on our page for our Patreon backers, as well as our members of the channel. So a lot for you to enjoy this week from True Hill Heat. So for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 52, chasing CM Punk for the January 27, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.